At a wide-ranging news conference in Kabul, I refuse to call it Kabul because that's just stupid. Taliban leaders in Afghanistan offered conciliatory messages, which was met with skepticism by experts. Why? What? Promising that they're not going to discriminate against women or seek to control the media, and suggesting that those who worked with the previous government and allied forces would be pardoned. Well, except the one that they just murdered brutally.
Oh, that's horrible, man.
One of the interpreters, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That worked with the U.S.
Yeah, it's in there, yeah.
Jeez. Taliban co-founder and de facto leader Abdul Ghani Baradar arrived in the country Tuesday for the first time in more than a decade, returning to the group's birthplace in the southern city of Kandahar, just days after his fighters swept to power across the country. You can almost not drive across Afghanistan as fast as they took it over. It's a fairly big country. You know, it's not like they took over Rhode Island. You know, it's Afghanistan. Just, they must have, actually in Kabul, I understand they did find no resistance, but they must have had very little resistance anywhere. Anywhere. United States and other countries have resumed military evacuation efforts. The Air Force said that it's launching an investigation into the deaths of Afghan civilians related to a C-17 flight that departed from Kabul. We saw that, including reports of humans falling from the airborne plane. And then there were some remains found under the wheel well. Just horrific. The U.S. evacuated some 1,100 U.S. citizens, permanent residents, and their families on Tuesday. Biden administration officials told Senate staffers that about 10 to 15,000 U.S. citizens remain in Afghanistan. Don't worry about it. You know, you couldn't have done this any other time. You had to wait until the absolute fall of Afghanistan before you started evacuating people. You knew this was coming. You knew you were going to make the announcement. Why didn't you do this a long time ago? Why weren't you evacuating people from the start of the administration?
Yeah, my theory is that this presidency has been such a mess for 7 months that he needed perceived victory. And he thought, if we can get everybody out of there, we can say, hey, look, we're home. Everybody's out of Afghanistan. Yeah. And so any planning, any foresight, any taking care of not only our citizens, but those who helped us along the way was tossed out the window. We got to go. Let's go now, right now.
Must have been something like that. The Taliban says we have until September 11th to completely evacuate. That's an interesting date. I wonder why they chose that.
So weird.
Among the many long-term costs of the rapid fall of the Afghan government and the swift withdrawal of U.S. diplomats and military personnel, there's troves of sensitive U.S. government data.
Oh, good.
Surely being left behind in the nation now under Taliban control. And also getting left behind are Afghan citizens who, of course, helped us. This tweet from a guy who has friends in Afghanistan. It's a philanthropist named Joe Lonsdale. The Afghan interpreter I've come to know well over the years, was hung in the streets last night. They melted his DOD ID into his chest, cut off his arms, and killed his family. His 10-year-old daughter was spared and handed off to leadership. Okay, that's, let's see, what was the promise from the Taliban?
Oh, yeah, what'd they say?
What was the promise? Let's see. They've suggested that those who worked with the previous government and allied forces would be pardoned.
But what you just read, the tweet from the guy.
That doesn't sound like a pardon, does it? Maybe they pardoned him from life. He and his family.
Yeah, they did that press conference yesterday. They were asked, so what are women's rights going to look like under the new Afghanistan? And their answer was, quote, they are going to be working shoulder to shoulder with us, but of course within the frameworks that we have.
Yeah, I mean, as long as shoulder to shoulder means 10 paces behind us.
Sure.
And they don't leave their home. Without our permission.
And wear that
and the full
beekeeper outfit, whatever it is.
Burqa thingy,
Thank you.
whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. So, other than that, full rights. I mean, they can't drive, obviously.
Can they vote?
No. I mean, don't be stupid. Vote, women.
Can they speak?
Well, if spoken to.
Huh?
Yeah, and asked for a response, why then? Sure. But full rights
and
for
there's
women. We love women.
There's the difference from Sunday dress code to Monday dress code in Kabul. The CNN reporter there.
Ta-da! That looks like women's rights right there, doesn't it? You have the right to be totally covered from head to toe. Every inch. Of course, she did have her naked face exposed, which was despicable. Despicable.
She has till September 11th to cover that.
Right. You need that thing, where just your eyes are peeking out.
Oh, you mean like America? Since COVID-19 and mask mandates were implemented? Oh, okay. So maybe we can find some common ground there, apparently.
Perhaps. So a spokesman for the Taliban was asked, okay, in addition to the women's rights, of course, which are pretty obvious right now, and what about free speech in Afghanistan?
This question should be asked to those people who are claiming to be promoters of freedom of speech, who do not allow publication of all information. I can ask Facebook company. This question should be asked to them.
Go ask Facebook about free speech.
What?
And Twitter while you're at it.
That's brilliant. It's a brilliant response.
Yeah, he was waiting for that one.
He should be waiting for that one.
He was like sitting on a fastball.
There's no answer for that. There's no answer. Well, here's the thing that you don't understand. They're a private company, and so they can shut down whoever they want. And in America, it's fine if you're working with the government and you're shutting down, conservative voices, but not leftist ones. So it makes complete sense in America that, what you're saying isn't the same thing. Exactly.
That's good. That's a
good
take.
Man.
In fact, that is like the take.
Yeah, I mean,
from the left.
How embarrassing is that the Taliban's got that to throw in our face now? Yeah, you want free speech? Oh, okay. Are you kidding me? We might be one of the most oppressed people on the planet as far as free speech is concerned.